to you live from Tennessee, from the east to the west. We are talking Cowboys everything. And you just entered
the Cowboy Zone.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cowboy Zone. I'm your host, Marcus Jones, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee.
And this is Lambo from Cowboys Y'all, coming out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
So we haven't seen you guys in a couple of weeks, so thank you guys for coming back and joining us for another episode of the Cowboy Zone. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you get in these comments because football is back. And we haven't talked to you guys since preseason started. So we want to get all of your questions and all of your comments about what we've seen the past week or two from the Cowboys.
Yeah, definitely. And Done says, Jack, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Jack? Appreciate that as always. Eric Berger, thank you for tuning in. I know we got a few more people coming in. I'm trying to multitask right now.
I'll start getting these.
Yeah, I forgot we have 12 in our league, so I'm trying to find the number 12.
All right. I'm doing some sharing as well.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I'm sharing. What's up, Jeff? Hey, Jeremiah. What's up, Mendoza? Mark. Glad to be back. Had a little bit of time away. What's up, Beard Gang in the house? Charlie motherfucking
Moffett. All right, guys. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna do a quick recap from last week's game. Hadn't seen you guys in a while, so we just wanted to get you guys' thoughts. Donald Weaver, thank you for tuning in. Wanted to get you guys' thoughts on week 2 and give our feedback. So, Lambo, first of all, I know we all have the negatives, but give me a few positives you got from the week 2 preseason games.
I would have to say Mukwamo continues to look pretty good.
Yes.
He's looking solid. Wright's still continuing to prove me wrong, which is good.
Yeah, definitely.
Azur Kamara is a pleasant surprise. That's a big surprise. I mean, I'm sure everyone that watched Hard Knocks got a good glimpse of his backstory and everything.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
starting to
become
become
quite a bit last year when we talked about the undrafted free agents.
Yeah, I'm becoming a fan. Hell, even Danucci played better. a little bit. So
yeah, Canada's been consistently good as well. You're right, Brian. Yeah. I wish he was bigger too, but I mean, he does run a 4.4. Super athletic guy. Still very raw to the game of football too. So I think he's going to be a 2-year project, and then we'll see what we have from him. And again, practice squad is not a bad thing when it comes to a player. I don't think anybody would claim him. So I think we'll have an opportunity to keep him here for another year.
I got an idea.
What you got?
I'm posting a screenshot of us live to my Cowboys Y'all page story. Because people don't always see the live notifications on the page itself. I'm thinking if I share a story to over 3,000 people, they'll be more inclined to see that we're live.
Yeah.
I never tried that yet, so let's see if it works.
And yeah, Jack Meeker, you're right. 42 is looking nice out there at that linebacker position. And Brian says he's a bit surprised about Armstrong's performance. I'll say this. Because I made a...
Oh, Armstrong. Yeah, forgot him.
I made a tweet about this right after the day after the game, after I got a chance to watch the game twice. The Cardinals' tackles were awful. All of our defensive ends look good that game. But yeah, after I got a chance to go back and watch it a second time, I realized our D tackles were really bringing the heat. In years past, we talk about this. We talked about this quite a bit on the show. The reason guys like D-Law and Gregory can't really get off is because nobody has to double team on the inside. So if you have two defensive tackles and you can play them one-on-one with your guard and your center, that leaves your guard and your tackle to be able to block your pass rush and defensive end. And on the other side, you have your tackle and your tight end. The way our defensive tackles have been playing, they've been getting their respect and making them double team them, which has left both of our ends on both sides with as much time as they need to go one-on-one with the tackle. And Jeff talked about this, love the new blitzing scheme. That's definitely something I noticed when I went back and watched tape. We played a lot of man free in that game where all the corners were playing man to man, had one free safety deep. Everybody else just brought it. That's definitely something I hope we see a lot more of. We had a couple of guys who got beat doing that, but the pressure was so tough that the quarterback wasn't able to set his feet and get home on it. So yeah, we definitely got to keep seeing that. And speaking of that, I made a comment about this as well. Lambo brought up Mukwamu. He played a lot of big nickel that game. I don't know if you noticed, Lambo. He lined up man to man in the slot quite a bit. So at first, I didn't think he had a shot of making a team just from the numbers, but seeing him play inside, outside, I don't know. They may try to make room for him.
He's been rated 5th among all rookie safeties in the entire NFL. And, you know, we got him pretty late.
Yeah.
As a cornerback making the transition at that. He's off to a quick start.
They're definitely using his talent stuff.
I think he might make this team. At least I'm hoping so.
Yeah, me too. And we'll get to that soon because we do have a couple of injuries to talk about in the secondary. So there may be another spot open for a guy. And Mendoza said, yeah, he was playing out of the field. I love it. Love seeing it, definitely. Riker, thank you for joining us. Who else did I miss? The Lunatic, as always, appreciate you coming in here.
The Riker.
And he talks about Neil had him worried during OTAs, but pass came on. He's looking great. Yeah, you can't judge a physical player by how he plays with no pads on. Yeah. I made a tweet about that when people were talking about him getting burnt by Zeke and beat by the tight ends. If you take the physicality out of a player's game, it's going to make him a lesser player. So I think now we're really getting to see the real Keanu Neal and what he'll bring to this team. And Jack Mika, Church says he's impressed with his hitting. I was laughing at Thilson Mendoza talking about the Dixon height.
Happens to
They've given him opportunities, Mendoza.
I've had a few of those guys in the past myself.
Yeah, I mean we all have. Got a couple still on the team.
Yeah.
And Mark Canner says
Michael Jackson was one of mine. If you don't remember how short-lived that was.
Very short-lived. So Jack Mika talks about his Gallimore Bohanna connection got derailed for 6 weeks. I don't think you're gonna see much of that anyway, because I still think Bohanna's pretty far down the totem pole compared to some of these other defensive tackles. So they did help him out in the DB room. And Mendoza, great point. Mukwamu may be safety 5. At first, I thought they may only keep 4 safeties. But seeing him play and seeing him use his versatility to play in the slot, they may keep him around to make him be our safety corner hybrid. And another thing I thought about after I saw Reggie Robinson, Reggie Robinson was our primary jammer and gunner on punt and punt return. It was him and it was Goodwin. Mukwamu played a lot of jammer and gunner in college at South Carolina. So something for you guys to pay attention to in the game on Sunday. See if they put Mukwamu out there jammer and gunner or if they put somebody else out there, because if he steps in and he's your jammer and your gunner on top of what he's doing on defense, that may just pretty much solidify his spot in his team. And then you talk about a guy like Malik Turner, who was very integral on special teams as well. He was our backup gunner. He's gone too. So now we're short 2 gunners, and we got a guy like Mukwamu who's played that position. So that may be another thing that goes in his favor to help him make this roster.
Yeah.
Hey,
Carry 5.
yeah, Kerry Teagle, thank you for joining us, man.
What's up,
We
Kerry?
haven't been on the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we were on with DCU, and then last week something came up last minute. Lambo and I couldn't make it. So we're definitely happy to be back with you guys, and we thank you guys for your support. Thank you for coming back after us being gone for 2 weeks. And make sure, again, you continue to like, you continue to share so that other people that know we're back on the air.
Yeah, good views going right now too.
Yeah.
Pretty good views going.
Yeah, Charlie and I had this conversation in private DMs where people were making comments about look at Big Bo when it was actually Hamilton.
I've seen a lot of people saying Bo for Hamilton on social media.
I've seen at least 3 very well respected bloggers, podcasters who've made that mistake.
Distinction. Yeah.
Yeah.
We see a big fat guy down low, and you see a 9 on the front side of the jersey, and I guess you automatically,
I mean, yeah, you're gonna see what you want to see sometimes too. If Bohana's your guy and you want to see him do good, whenever you see a big fat D tackle do good, you're gonna say it's him.
Yeah.
And now that I'm on the air, I want people to know I don't hate Bohana.
I don't hate him either.
I think he's a very talented player. I hope he makes the team, but we got to be realistic about what we see. We can't make him look better than he is. And right now, he's at best the 4th defensive tackle. That's good enough to make the roster right now because Gallimore's out.
Yeah,
but that might not be enough for him to be an impact. All right, let me go through the comments because I see they came in pretty quick. Jeremiah, great question. Do you think Mukwamu will clear waivers and make practice squad? Lambo, what do you think? That's a tough one.
I don't think he would. I don't. That's just me personally. I don't think he would clear waivers. I think he's his size and his athletic ability is impressive enough, matched with what's not only that, but I mean we're televised for all to see on Hard Knocks on top of it, and then you got him doing well in the preseason. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think there'd be a team willing to pick him up.
If he has another solid showing playing safety and corner, there's no way he clears waivers. Because then you got the length you have to look at as well. And you got teams like the Niners and now the Jets and the Jaguars, teams who love tall corners. They're going to jump on him in a heartbeat. And the Niners really need help in the secondary.
Yeah.
He could probably make their top 4 corners right now in San Francisco. And probably the Jets too. And Eric Berger says, yeah, carry 5. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. And the Lunatic, another good question. Possibility that Dallas signs trades for a lesser-known vet D tackle, because I like what Osa said, time for him to nut up till Gallimore returns. What I'll say about that is, right now, Gallimore is still on the roster. So we would have to cut somebody to pick up a DT. The team can't put Gallimore on the IR until after the final roster is set. If you put a player on IR during the preseason, he's out for the year. So they have to go through final cuts, put him on the 53, and then put him on IR. So for one, I think they're still trying to see what they have in some of these other guys so they wouldn't bring in a vet right now. Now, week 2 or 3, if there's a vet out there and now his salary is not guaranteed because he's not on the team week 1, they may consider it if the defensive tackles we have don't look good against the Bucs. But if we go into week 1 and Osa's looking good and Watkins is showing us what he's showing us in offseason, and then we got Urban who can play all over the line, they may just sit pat and wait and see what they have with Gallimore by week 5, 6. I definitely wouldn't trade for a vet, honestly, because we know Gallimore's coming back in 5 weeks. So why would we take on a $2 or $3 million salary for a guy who, when Gallimore comes back, may be at best your number 4 defensive tackle? Just my opinion.
Yeah, Mook over DT Mendoza for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I knew that I was seeing that somewhere. Our UK Cowboys brothers had posted some stuff up on him as far as he's third right now in tackles for our team. He's the 5th best rookie safety as far as total defensive grade, the 2nd best rookie safety with his coverage grade, and he's the best graded. He's got the best graded tackle grade among Cowboys players right now. So all things that are something I like to focus on, at least coverage grades. I like to focus on a little bit, but.
All right, Shane Odom asked a great question. Lambo, what are your thoughts on coaching so far? Just offense and defense. Any coach stands out as being good or bad in your opinion?
I'm liking it. I feel like the players seem like they. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, we're getting to see a little bit more of them with the Hard Knock stuff, but it seems like the players are excited and happy to play for this coaching staff.
Right.
And the defensive line coach is a lot of fun.
He is.
We've got players mocking his accent, having fun. Seems like guys are happy to be there. Guys aren't, sometimes you got a team full of guys, half of them don't even want to come to practice or they're stressed, whatever it may be. These guys seem like they're fun, on a mission, and just, and enjoying everything. So I think that bodes well for the coaching staff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. On top of that, we got a lot of hungry players on defense because nobody's spot's really secured. It's crazy to say this. I've been more impressed with the defensive coaching than the offensive. I don't know what Arden's doing, but the D tackles are bringing that heat. The defensive ends are bringing it. We've seen the Dorrance Armstrong that I saw at Kansas. This is the guy that I remember, and it could be because he's standing up like he did in college now. But we finally got to see Bradley now on the field, bringing out his signature spin move that he did so much at Utah, and you see his high effort going around the tackle, then coming back up and making
all the way back around.
Yes. All the way back
all
around.
the way back. Yes. The
and
motor.
Then you got Kamara, undersized guy, but week 1, he was our best pass rusher by far. And then you talk about all the defensive tackles who've all been stepping up. Nobody's really ran on us this offseason. Have you noticed that, Lambo?
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about Jabril Cox. I mean, the kid may be he's been the 2nd best linebacker in preseason on this team. Behind Parsons. That's ridiculous.
Golly, this has the potential to be one of the best drafts we've had in a long time.
Yeah. Imagine 2022 if Osa takes another step, Cox takes another step, and Parsons take another step. And they and Wright and Bossman take another step.
And still, yeah, I mean,
I think we're gonna see all those guys play a lot this season. I don't think they can make an excuse to keep Cox on the bench the way he's been performing. It's been nuts.
Don't feel bad, Jeffrey, because
we all
like
wrong.
98% of the fan base is wrong about Wright.
If anybody said they were team Wright before the season started, they're a liar.
Yeah, I remember draft night. I don't remember seeing one positive. I think there was one guy that had a 4th-round grade on him. That was it Jonah Tolles or something? Or no? I think there was maybe one or 2 people I seen total. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm on video recording for life. so eventually someone's going to cut that up and post it and be like, hey, Lambo, you remember this reaction?
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. I'm never going to be the type of player that says
I'm a Cowboy fan.
Right. I'm never going to say I got to be bad so I could be right about him.
Yeah, I don't want him to be bad. I'd rather look stupid.
Exactly. So coach,
this episode of Me Eating Crow is brought to you by Natural light with this American can. Look at this. That's a Cowboy Dale beer.
So, just talking about offensive coaching. The only thing I've been disappointed about, and Lambo, I've talked about this since March. We have not brought in a center.
Yeah,
What are the coaches looking at in practice to not bring in a center?
I don't know, because Will ain't it.
Ain't it?
Oh, I have no idea.
I've been terrified about that since March.
Financial light. Why are you so accurate with that? That is exactly what that is. It is financial light because I bought it because I'm a little low on the cash right now. That's for sure. A Cowboy Dale beer. Yeah. I forgot what we was talking about.
We were talking about the center position.
Yeah. I've been having these daydreams that Travis Frederick comes out of retirement.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen, but
it's not.
Man, how beautiful would that be? Because he would come out of retirement and still be a top 10 center right now, probably.
Yeah. He could just be a backup just to give us 20 plays.
Man, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Jack Mika talks about this at Barry Church. I don't know if he said this on Boss Cowboy show last night, the final word, but I mean, it's been evident. Going back to the chart I put up early in the season, you look at this core special teamers, look at the percentage of snaps. You got Goodwin, you got Armstrong, and Thompson's right there, 56% of the snaps. I did a whole show about this, guys. Special teams is going to get you on this team, especially if you're a top 5 guy. Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to get Thompson off this team unless a guy like Mukwamu really steps up on this.
Stop lying. Sorry.
Lamar, if it ain't on tape, I don't believe it.
I don't remember that.
I know you were in the comments on a bunch of shows we talked about him. I can go back and look it up.
Was you watching live, Lamar, on that when we drafted him? I think he might have been. I know Sean was. Sean was on the show with us, my buddy Sean, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, because he might have to drink a whole bottle of Crown because he said that if Wright turned out to be good, he was going to down a whole bottle of Crown. So on the show.
Hey, Brian, what new rule are you talking about? Let me know which new rule you're talking about in the comments.
Is it the taunting one? Because that's
stupid. Yeah, the taunting rule. Yeah,
that's stupid. To me, it is anyway. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't know. I mean, it depends how far you're taking it. Like, I've seen an example of someone getting called that I didn't agree with. Like, he just stared at the dude. And kind of like, and then walked away, kind of flexing. Like, you're gonna call him for that? Come on, like, or a little bit of mouthing off. But like, I mean, I can understand if you take it to the extreme. You like flick somebody off, or you like shove them in the face and stand over top of them and start cussing them out or something. Maybe, I don't know. But to stare somebody down as you're walking off, celebrating, slinging a little smack talk, like, I don't get it. It's football.
Yeah,
these are grown men. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Hamilton has looked good so far this offseason. He's really pushing his way for that 5th D tackle spot. Mendoza points out 3 D tackles, former Cowboys who got cut. I would maybe be interested in Anku, but the other 2, nah, I'll pass on them.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And see, look, now that J-Tuck said that about it's going to be bad too, refs going to overcompensate. So picture this.
What's up, J-Tuck? Thank you for joining us.
We've been waiting how long to have dogs on defense? Now we got a lot of dogs on defense, and then this rule comes out. How many times is this going to bite us during the season when they make a big hit or make a 3rd down stop, and that dog mentality comes out and they start bumping gums a little bit? Next thing you know, the team's got an automatic 1st down, because I see it coming. It just seems like the kind of thing that happens to the Dallas Cowboys when we got a 3 and out on our hands, and then something like that happens.
Yeah.
I hope that don't happen, but I don't know, man. I could just see that being such a Cowboys thing. Hopefully not.
Man, you guys really been putting questions up here. I'm way behind. I got to catch up.
I know I'm kind of like bouncing around, losing track.
Yeah.
And if anybody else from the fantasy league is in here, I don't know if y'all are, but we are gonna at some point on this show, we're gonna go ahead and get our draft order for the Cowboys on fantasy draft. And
Yeah.
Marcus
And we
has
will
got
be going live at noon on Sunday with the draft, so you can talk
Yeah.
about how bad these other guys' teams are that they pick.
Yeah, George Teague will probably be on.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely be on.
Probably be on. So you get to see him smack talk as he usually
Yeah.
does. And
We can ask him how Minnesota's camp has been so far, and he can tell us he can't talk about it.
but Bluff, what do you got for the draft order? Your special device.
Oh, what
He's
I do?
got
with-
a he's got a
I do a ton of drafts, so I just pull out my bingo cage, and I got numbers 1 through 12 in there, and I just spin it around and see who gets what number.
I'll need to get a pin or something when we do that later.
You know what?
Do
Now,
that.
but we haven't even talked about this. Malik Hooker.
Oh,
That's gonna push the safety position down.
yeah.
And just talking about the training camp practice that they had when he got the pick 6, I'm not that impressed by it because again, it was DiNucci.
And Wright deflected that, didn't he?
I did deflect it.
It's kind of right place, right time.
Yeah, but I like the fact. I mean, it's DiNucci, so who can't get a pick off him?
Yeah, I know. Every time I see someone got a pick, I get excited, and then I find out it's DiNucci. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. But I like the effort. I like to see good awareness. That's a good sign we haven't had before. I like to see guys get their hands on the ball. It wasn't like DiNucci just threw it right to him, so it was good to see a guy get his hands in, and then somebody finally catch one off a tip, because we probably lost about 7 or 8 interceptions last year because guys didn't catch a tip ball.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me go back through the questions again. And guys, once again, make sure you like, make sure you share. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe also. Taiwan, thank you for joining us as always. Good question by Jeremiah. If you start on PUP at the beginning of training camp, do you count against the roster if not activated yet? Thinking about Hill. Great question, Jeremiah. So what happens on the PUP list is, if you stay on the PUP the entire training camp, the team can immediately put you on the PUP for the first 6 weeks. So I don't think they have to count you towards the 53 if you never come off the PUP list. But if we did that, then we wouldn't have access to Gallimore until week 5 or 6 or Hill. So that's going to be something interesting to check out week 3 of preseason to see if they decide to keep Hill on PUP, or do they bring him back so they can keep him on the roster, and if he gets healthy week 1 or week 2, we can use him and not have to wait till week 6. So great question. Another one of those things you have to look out for when you talk about the 53-man roster makeup. And Mendoza, great point, talks about Carter. Carter's been bringing it. He's always been a pressure guy, even in college, and he's always had that special teams aspect as well. Another one of those guys is gonna make it hard when it comes down to these roster cuts. And of course, Cox leads the team in tackles as well.
Yes, sir.
Riker, I don't know if we're gonna see Gregory. Did they say Gregory's gonna play this Sunday? Lambo, you seen anything about that?
I haven't caught anything on Gregory, at least not yet.
I don't think Dak's playing, but I think everybody else is planning to play. I think D-Law might be playing too. Jack Meeker says, I hope Josh Ball is our backup next year. If he plays this week, let's see how he performs, because I think he'll be our backup this year if he looks solid. Yeah, Kerry Teagle, I did see that comment about KZ saying no knock on Atlanta's defensive front, but our boys are bringing the heat. Honestly, it's a testament to our defensive tackles and also our linebackers, because all of our linebackers have been swarming to the ball in the backfield. That's something we didn't see last year. I still don't think LVE is an in the trash type of guy. I think he's better in space. So you substitute him for a guy like Parsons and Neal, who will come up and make a big hit, knock a ball out, make a play on it. And I didn't see this. I didn't get a chance to watch The Last Word yet with Barry Church, so I have to check that out. So I'm assuming you talk about on The Last Word, Riker. Barry Church says this defense will be top 5.
I'll say top 12, possibly.
I'm with you. If we can get 15, I'm happy. But top 5, that's asking a lot.
I want to try the cake. I want to try the cake.
And DJ Dawg talking about free agent center out there. It's going to be hard to sign a veteran center because they know they're an injury away from being a starter. So guys like that, they know their value. I don't think we're going to be able to get a guy like that.
Well, if they're smart though, they know that Tyler Badass got a little bit of an injury bug.
That's true. But if the Giants center goes down,
right,
whoever's the best center available, they know I'm getting $2.5 million for 1 year, and I'm stepping in as a starter.
Yeah,
they come to Dallas. I mean, they may get above veteran minimum, and they just got to wait for their time. And the way this team loves Connor Williams, there's still no guarantee if we sign a center, he would play center.
So, what happened to the whole McGovern being thing? They just like him enough to where they want to see him possibly start at left guard.
I wish I knew. That would be my guess because he looks really good at guard.
Yeah, I would like that. I know before originally he was kind of doing some backup center stuff.
Yep.
Too, but
yeah, and Brian talks about he was talking about the rule where when you're outside the tackle box, a defensive back can't hit below the waist on the tackle. I think that's a pretty messed up rule because now you pretty much take the options away of a guy that weighs 190 pounds versus a guy that weighs 350.
Exactly.
I mean, they have no shot.
That is honestly going to create more injuries probably. You're asking a guy the size of Kelvin Joseph to run up on a 300-pound man and hit him square, like, or they're just going to be less willing to get in there is what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
So that could cause some trouble for defenses too, really.
All right, Lambo, before we move on, anything else from the game against the Cardinals that stood out to you? Offense or defense?
Yes, there was. It's slipping my mind.
Okay. All right, well, we can always come back to it. And guys, with the 34-minute mark, thank you for joining us as always. Once again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like the broadcast wherever you're watching at. Also, make sure you share it. Share it to your personal page. Share it to your favorite page. And Jack Meeker says the McGovern makes the idea of Martin as a backup tackle more real. Yeah, you're right. And DJ Dawg talks about a non-standing out. All of our ends had a great game against the Cardinals. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do against Houston this week. So, we talked a little bit about Gallimore being gone. So the reports was a dislocated elbow. Looks like he'll be out 6 to 8 weeks. If it's at the long end of that, you're looking at a week 5, week 6 return. On the short end, you're looking at week 4. So Lambo, I know we just kind of talked about it a little bit, but in your opinion, what do you think we do with Gallimore? Do you think we bring in a defensive tackle, or do you think we kind of stick with what we got and see if we can hold down the fort?
My gut kind of thinks that they might bring someone in, but it's not going to be anyone that the fan base has ever heard of.
Yeah.
Like might bring someone in, but it ain't going to be anybody that is going to make you jump up and down.
Right.
It's going to be one of those.
You don't think we're getting Geno Atkins, right?
No. It's going to be one of those who? let me do some research. Oh, he played on so and so's practice squad He played on 2 teams in his first 3 years, but he's still 25.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what we got in him. Something like that. But
You know what? We haven't talked in a while. What do you think about Gerald McCoy signing with the Raiders?
you following? Is Rod Marinelli still over there?
I believe he's still the defensive tackle coach, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like we always had defensive linemen going to the Raiders.
Yep, he's still the D-line coach for the Raiders.
I was
Yeah.
thinking, I actually thought about him as soon as the Gallimore thing happened. I was thinking, dang, it's too bad he ain't a free agent right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have been nice. And I
Yep.
loved his attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, Riker, great point. Yeah. I couldn't imagine dislocating my elbow. That sounds very painful.
Let me show you something.
Yeah. And DJ Dog, great point. I brought this up a while back too. We still have Chauncey Golston.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's listed as a defensive end, but he played a lot inside at the 3 Tech in college. So if we need another body there, and I think he's gonna come back, and I think he's definitely making the team because he was a third round pick. So when he comes back, even though he's a little bit undersized, he may be able to supplement and give you a few more snaps at that 3 Tech to kind of help the rotation stay healthy. So I'm looking forward to seeing when he comes back and see if he can jump in there and help out at that 3 Tech spot, because I feel like Watkins and Urban can kind of hold down the nose, but we can't rely on Osa to just be the guy from day one. He's going to need some help behind him. And again, we don't know what's going to happen with Hill. They could keep him on PUP and let him roll into the season. They could bring him back and not be healthy week 1. So it's going to be a lot to see in terms of that. So, Lambo, before Gallimore got hurt, what did you think about his play?
I thought he looked solid. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't hone in on him when I was watching the game. In particular,
he didn't play, but he didn't play like 10 snaps a game.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, it's easy for me to miss, and I didn't never get a chance to rewatch all the games like I wanted to yet. But I was mostly focused on the linebacking core. I couldn't keep my eyes off the linebackers in the secondary, so I'm guilty of not really keeping my eye on the interior D line that well to make a good judgment call on him.
Oh, I'm with you. DJ Dog talks about a major concern with Osa snaps. I mean, I think we're pretty much forced at it right now. We don't have a lot of 3 techniques. I don't like to see a guy that weighs 275, 280 playing 50 snaps in the preseason, and probably even more when the regular season starts. But we got to see what we got. We don't have a lot of bodies there. Hopefully, this game they treat him like a starter. He plays going into the second quarter, then he gets to sit down with the rest of the starters, and then we just throw whoever out there. And hopefully in week 3 we don't see him at all. But I think it was important that they had to put him out there a lot the first 2 weeks, because we had to see what we had on him. And Riker, another good point, talking about Kawan Short. He might be a good option. It just depends on the price. He's an injury prone guy. Yeah. But again, like I said when we talked before about Gallimore, do you really want to give a guy who's injury prone and over 30 a guaranteed contract? I think that's what's going to make the team be hesitant on signing a veteran, because if you wait till week 2, the contract's not guaranteed. Then if Gallimore comes back, you can cut him. Or if Hill comes back, you can cut him. But if he's on the roster week 1, if he gets hurt week 1, you pay him for the whole year anyway. And Charlie talks about not only did he play that many, he played a lot at the 1. Yeah, we talked about this, Charlie, in the private chats. They played all the D tackles all across the line. I mean, you would see Osa, Bohanna, Hamilton. Those guys played the 1, they played the 2, they played the 3, they played the 5. They all played at different spots. And that could be a part of the plan to kind of help supplement when Gallimore's gone, because now you're kind of cross-training all your guys to see how they do playing in different positions. All right, Lambo. Let's move on to the first cuts because the rules changed this year, and the team was required to cut 5 players by Tuesday, and the the 5 players that were cut, there was one name on there who kind of stands out to both of us, and that was Reggie Robinson being put on IR with a toe injury.
Yeah.
Now, turf toe is not a 16-week injury.
No, they don't want him. They didn't want to lose him.
Yep.
They probably told him go out there and stumble, make this look real. We're gonna
Right.
keep you on the team for a little bit.
Right. Get your guaranteed salary, come work out, get some more work at corner, come back out 2022. So a question I was talking to somebody about, and Jeff, you're right, it does sound fishy.
It's a stash.
You don't think there may be an injury settlement coming in at some point, do you? Like them buying him out and him being a free agent? Because players can request that. I hope that's not the case, but that's just something to keep in the back of your minds about week 5, week 6. If you see Reggie Robinson a free agent.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, he definitely caught a bad break and got moved to safety when he shouldn't have been. Came back this year. They drafted 2 corners, so he got pushed down. Like Brian said, numbers game at cornerback. He didn't really stand out. He never got past the 3rd team defense in preseason. So it was going to be hard for him to make the team as it was. And like Jack Meeker says, Brown and Lewis will probably both be gone. Almost definitely will both be gone unless they have great years.
Yeah, I'd be cool rolling with Diggs and Bossman and Wright and Kennedy if they get get him signed, and Robinson. I'd be cool with that.
That would be a young cornerback room because Diggs will be year 3, Bossman and Nashon will be year 2, and Robinson will be year 3.
Yeah,
and it'd be a bunch of long athletic corners that are young. So that could be the plan. I just hated to see him go on IR though. That really hurt me because I was expecting to see something from him. Now I got to wait another year.
It's hard to know about the field goal units because we ain't seen Greg the Leg out there.
That's true. Oh, that's Shane's question. And
Yeah.
Geeky, thank you for joining. He said he wasn't going to make the team. And I just said that, Geechi. He never got off the 3rd team defense in preseason. So just based off of that, it was definitely going to be hard for him to make the team unless they just wanted him to be a designated special teamer, kind of like Goodwin. But again, I still hate to see it happen. So now we can't see anything from him. And I mean, those say, yeah, he'll definitely have a better chance without AB and Lewis both here. Yeah, Shane, we just signed a kicker this week. Today, actually.
Yeah. And we can't really
see how he does.
And you can't really beat Nice Wander up for his field goal kicking because he ain't gonna be the field goal kicker.
Yeah.
He was just kind of handling those duties for the time being. Preseason.
Now we'll probably talk about this in 2 weeks when we do our 53-man roster show. But Lambo, any chances we keep 2 kickers on the 53-man roster with Greg the Leg and his injury concerns?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think they'll keep 2. I mean, no, I don't know.
So if this guy comes in and makes 2 50-yarders, 2 45-yarders, and Greg, they want to slow play him for a week or 2, you don't think there's a chance they say, you know what? Let's keep him around for a couple games.
What guy is that going to cause us to lose, though?
That's my point. That's going to push somebody off this defense.
And I there's so much depth.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yep.
Greg just needs to get healthy.
He does. And Jack Mika says the guy from from CFL is both kicker and punter. Rika makes the point she thinks Brown starts but loses that spot by week 7. I've been on record saying this. We don't let young corners sit on the bench. If Kevin Joseph plays average, he's starting week 1. I guarantee it.
I'm cool with the trade Brown, use Reggie for depth. That's what I would have liked to
I would
have seen.
I would love it. And it still could happen. And the way Kennedy's playing in the slot, I don't see how you can put anybody over him right now. So we have to go back to my my examples before. You just push Brown down to your 4th corner spot. Do you keep him around?
Yeah. Do you keep him around, Broadus? Sorry.
Throwing shots.
He had to quote my tweet about Anthony Brown like it was something that can never happen. So if it happens, I'm bringing it up.
Mm-hmm. So Jeremiah asked the question. I didn't even look at the contract he signed. Did Liram sign for 2 years?
I didn't see the contract.
Let me see if I can find the contract real quick.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. If they did sign him to a contract for 2 years, Jeremiah, go look at how much his signing bonus is, because that's all that really matters. They could sign him for $20 million a year in a contract. If his signing bonus is 0, they'll just cut him before the season starts, because player salaries don't become guaranteed unless they're on the roster week 1. So this could be a way somebody must really like him as a kicker, and they think, you know what? If he shows us something the next 2 weeks, we don't want to take a chance of losing him. Maybe Greg Zuerlein doesn't come back from the injury the way we think he will. So we hold on to this guy, and then in 2022, we let Greg go, and we've got our kicker already in place. That would be my thought on why they would sign him for 2 years. But like I said, if he comes in here and he wets the bed for 2 weeks, they can cut him at the 53-man roster cut, and they don't owe him any money. So it's one of those things where they just can hedge their bets. It's a win-win for the team. If he does good, you got your kicker of the future. If he does bad, you cut him. It doesn't cost you anything. And Mendoza says, should Liram get the job, just let him kick till Greg is ready. That's kind of what I was saying. Yeah, that would be one of the reasons you sign him for 2 years, just to see what he has. All right, guys, let's keep the questions coming. Let's keep the comments rolling in. We're at 49 minutes.
Oh, and we're getting close to draft order time. Yeah.
We'll probably be here another 15, 20 minutes or so because we moved to Wednesday nights. We're going to try to keep it close to our 1 hour mark, as close as we can. Jeremiah says, yeah, they reported it, but they didn't show the signing bonus. If I had to guess, Jeremiah, without even looking, I would be shocked if the signing bonus was more than $100,000. It could be a 2-year league minimum deal, $100,000 signing bonus. You just paid a kicker $50,000 a week to come in and kick, which is a pretty good payday for a guy who just sits on his helmet all day and makes 3 plays a game. All right, Lambo. So let's go into our last topic. And this week, the Cowboys play the Houston Texans. We expect this to be our dress rehearsal game. So we plan on seeing all the starters play up until halftime. Let's before we get into that, Jeff asked a great question. If Anah makes the team, whose spot does he take? It's a kind of loaded question, Jeff, because for one,
I'm trying to get that order in my mind,
right,
who's on the bubble or not.
For one, we got to get the order. For two, if he makes the team, does he kick off a defensive end, a tight end, a safety, a corner? We don't know what position he'll kick somebody off of.
That's true.
Let's go real quick. I think I may have a chart up here where we put our.
That's true. They could go short at a position we're not expecting.
They could go short a position we're not expecting. Is this it? That's corners. Okay. So I got this pulled up from a couple weeks ago. And this was, I had 5 defensive tackles. So first question, Lambo, since Jeff asked the question, does it not knock any of these defensive ends off the roster? Does he replace somebody, or do we make a 6th spot? Basham hasn't played.
I was gonna say Basham's the possibility.
Yeah, they paid him a lot of money though.
Golston was just taken in the 3rd. I
Mhm.
don't if he don't have to show us anything, and I still think he's not gonna go anywhere.
I agree.
I mean, Armstrong's just played too well, and like you said, he's big on special teams as well.
teams.
So, Basham would have to be the guy if there was a guy,
Okay.
probably. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I think it might
So-
have to come somewhere else.
So if it comes somewhere else, what position are you looking at? Because we just got thin on defensive tackle. Do we just stick with those 4 and keep a 6th in? Is it a Nye versus Hamilton?
Does Gallimore hit the pup and that opens up the spot temporarily?
He can't hit the pup.
Oh, shoot.
He's just out there. Charlie, you know I got to put this up here. Does he knock Jalen off?
Oh, don't say that word. Don't say that
Those
word.
we do not speak of. The Village reference. I forgot about that. You're right. Gallimore still has to be on the 53-man roster before we can put him on IR. So,
yeah.
does he knock off Bohanna? Does he knock off Bernard?
Hell, Hamilton might knock off Bohanna.
That's true. Go to the cornerback spot. I mean, we can X Robinson off the list, but Kennedy's gonna fill that spot.
Yep.
Look at the safety position. We just added Malik Hooker. Now we have to add another spot in for Hooker.
Yeah, so I'm taking Darian Thompson out for Hooker.
So exactly.
And I think Mukwamo should make the team. So you're also looking at, okay, how's he gonna have a spot on this roster? This is crazy.
See,
they need that. Can't we just do like a 58-man roster? Like, come on, NFL.
This is the stuff people don't talk about, and we just think, oh, we can just keep 8 people at every position.
Yeah, it's easy as a fan, me myself. I'm like, no, he's got to make the team, and then like you don't really always think about it in the full spectrum of it all. It's really tough because, I mean, for a guy you really love to make the team, there's somebody else that you're gonna be losing.
Yep.
So, man, shoot, I don't know, dude.
And Mendoza says he say Carter, looking at DNs. That's going to be a tough position because we just talked about it. Malik Hooker has to be added in here. Do we keep 5 safeties now? Robinson is replaced by Kennedy. I think we're going to keep 6 corners. And I've heard people say we're going to keep 7 corners. Somebody has to go to do that. It's going to be very interesting what happens. A great question, Jeff. It's always good to pull these exercises up just to keep people realistic on what we can expect when 53-man rosters happen.
Yeah, I got my anxiety up, got me stressing now.
Man, one thing for certain, it's going to be a lot of cuts made that people don't like.
I want Mukwamo to make the team.
Because I don't have offense, but we have to talk about offense because Sean McKeon really showed up. We can't. Is he on IR? Did they put McKeon on IR, or was he just
man, I didn't
I don't think he went to IR. So if we didn't go to IR, we have to hold a spot for him to put him on IR.
Yeah.
So do we cut Jeremy Sprinkle and hope nobody signs him? We're gonna keep 3 tight ends. It's gonna be interesting.
2 days ago, I was seeing Sean McKeon out multiple weeks.
Yeah. Riker says if Gallimore were not hurt, I would say Hill might go to keep an eye, but Hill may have gotten his get out of jail free card. Definitely right.
The
and
McKeon
Geechee-
ankle injury pissed me off because
Yeah.
he was really starting to progress.
Yeah, I think Hill did get a get out of jail free card, even if he's not healthy week 1, because the team can't risk putting him on PUP to miss 6 weeks. They would be forced to keep him on the roster just to be able to have him ready for week 2. Geechee says we might go 5 linebackers. I mean, our guys are so talented. It wouldn't shock me to see us going short at linebacker. DJ Dog says Francis Bernard will not make it this year. I've kind of hinted to that as well because I think we're going to see a lot of Cox on special teams. We're probably going to see a lot of Neal on special teams too, honestly. If Parsons keeps playing well, because Jalen and Leighton, they can't play special teams. And for any team, no matter what team it is, you need at least 2 linebackers to be active on your special teams. It's just the way special teams is built. Those guys are made for special teams position. Geechee asked the question I think we keep 3 running backs, do we keep a fullback? We definitely don't keep a fullback. I think Jeremy Sprinkle fills in that position. I know everybody likes the Nick Ralston guy, but I don't think this is the coaching staff that's going to keep a fullback on the roster. Mendoza, we're going to 53-man roster talk early. Mendoza says 6 DBs, 5 safeties. If you do that, Mendoza, you got to go short somewhere else. And it all goes back to that again. And Geechee, yeah, they did change the rule, Geechee. IR is now unlimited. At first, it used to be you could only choose like 2 people who could come back after 3 weeks. Now, anybody who goes on IR can be brought back after 3 weeks. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot of games being played with that as well to keep people on the 53-man roster instead of having to cut somebody when somebody comes back from IR. And Geechee says that he can't see them keeping 5 safeties. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, we got Hooker, we got KZ, we got Curse. Those are 3. You never know what happens when it comes down to 53-man roster cuts. Brian says Jalen will be on special teams. I don't think Jalen can play special teams. I think his leg is shot. I don't think he'd be able to give us quality snaps on special teams. I mean, we may want him to be on special teams, but I don't think he can do it and give us what we like. And yeah, I like Mukwamu too. We talked about this early in the show. He played a lot of big nickel, which I told you guys when we drafted him, we see a lot of big nickel. He plays safety. He plays special teams. DJ Dog. Donovan Wilson plays special teams. Curse has a lot of special teams value as well. And Riker, yeah, Moore is not a fan of fullbacks.
Well, special teams matter.
They do.
Where'd my guy go?
I ought to get a shirt made that says that, since everybody's labeled me the special teams guy. Everybody else has their own little sayings.
I like it. That'd be a cool shirt. Sup, my brother from Scotland. I might.
What's up, Paul? It must be 3 o'clock in the morning where you are.
You know why he's tuning in? For the Cowboy Zone draft order.
Try to see where he picks up.
Oh, we ain't got a voiceover for that, do we?
No, we don't.
Cowboy Zone draft order.
Somebody put a good question up there.
I can't wait for the season to start for those little cutscenes.
Yeah.
Fantasy favorites.
Tough.
Hey,
DJ Dog says Bones only get 2 or 3 special teams guys. Most special teams coaches get 5 guys. They have a core 5 guys who play all their special teams. So I think he'll get 5. Now Thompson Thompson could be one of his 5. Thompson could be replaced by Neal or Cox because those guys can replace what Thompson can do. But I think he'll get his 5 guys. Jack Meeker says, "How I'm going to sell my 54 Smith jersey? Just hold it and hope it comes a vintage jersey." I don't know what quick comment you see. Me put Shane Odoms up real quick because this is something we haven't
I
talked
was
about.
laughing at Rika.
Okay, we'll get to that one. But good question, Shane. What do we think about the COVID rule? If you guys aren't aware, the league is pretty much drawing a hard line between who's taking the shot and who hasn't. The guys who have taken the shot, they're pretty much business as usual. The guys who have not are pretty much treated like hermits. Like they're stuck in their rooms. They can't go out. They can't be with their teammates. And if a guy tests positive for COVID, this is a new rule. Of course, with the tracing, if he's around anybody else, they're going to have to sit out. Now teams can't make up those games. So if we have a guy who's unvaccinated at, I don't want to say quarterback because that would just be brutal. But let's say offensive line, and he's unvaccinated, and he's in the offensive line room, and now our entire offensive line is wiped out. There's no, well, a team loses their competitive advantage because they lost their whole offensive line. No, they got to play. They either play or they forfeit. So that's going to be very interesting to see how this affects every team and not just Dallas, because I think Dallas is right there on the average where about 50 or 60% of the guys may be vaccinated, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's somewhere somewhere along those lines.
It's about 50%. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see around the league if a unvaccinated guy gets COVID, how it affects their team in terms of their play that week. And that's why for like fantasy purposes, I would be terrified to do like a stack like I normally do where I may take quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
I didn't think about that in fantasy terms.
I shouldn't have said anything.
That's smart thinking there.
Yeah, but I have some friends. They take the quarterback, receiver, tight end, and running back. And Jeff knows what guy I'm talking about. It sounds good because the Chiefs are a high-powered offense. But if they forfeit a game, you pretty much lost that week in fantasy because you lost half your starting lineup.
Man, I can't wait till the day we can say all this stuff's over with.
Yep.
Golly.
Brian asked what our take is on Jalen out practicing with the ones.
There's better guys to put at the ones. That's my take.
You know what? I'm actually surprised by that. I really thought Jalen was going to be able to step up and be the Mike under this new team, under this new defense, because I thought so, but Parsons is just killing it. And Cox is killing it. And Neal is making plays and limited snaps. We knew this was going to happen. We all knew it. We just didn't think it was going to happen this early. Those guys are talented in front of him.
Yeah, it happened pretty damn quick.
Right. And you got a coach who's showing you he's not playing favorites.
That's what I love about this whole scenario, because I did not imagine that. You know what I thought was going to happen? I thought that we were going to see Parsons and Cox and Neal play great and them be getting second and third team reps and stuff like that is what I thought was going to happen. And I thought we'd be complaining all preseason long about why they got Jalen over them, why they got LVE playing over this guy, stuff like that. But, I mean, it seems like they're just going by what they see on the field.
Yeah.
No favorites. And I like that.
I love it. And we talked about this early in the offseason about the green dot. I didn't think Parsons was going to get that green dot this early, but I'd be damned if he hasn't earned it, because he had on the green dot last week.
He sure knows how to get around the ball.
He does.
See ball, get ball.
Yeah. And Charlie, this is a good point. If we did a 58-man roster, we would be debating and wanting to keep them to 60. You'll never be happy. That's for sure. But 55 this year on defense is going to be extremely tough. Jeff says Carter has to make the team. We'll probably see him go to the Colts on the second chance and probably be even more successful than he was last year. Geechee says we may have to go 2 quarterbacks. I hope we go 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, we better go 2 quarterbacks because they're in the third worth
Yeah.
holding a roster spot up for. We can go 2, and if an emergency situation, we're going to find someone as good as a Rush or Danichi in the free agency.
Yeah. I mean, if the coaches like Danucci that much, there's nobody who's signing him if we cut him. He's going to the practice squad.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't see any team picking him up.
Yep. And DJ Dog talks about Wilson plays special teams, KZ and Hooker don't. And then I talked about this before we got Curse. And yeah, Geechee, I brought this point up too. You have to put the guy on the 53-man roster before you can put him on IR. So there's no way we can just stash him now, because if you put him on IR now, he's out for the season automatically. You saw Charlie's comment.
Damn it, Charlie, I agree. I wish I could play that Dunichi Dell video on this screen.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see a couple guys saying they thought Neil would have the green dot. I never thought Neil would have the green dot. I didn't see him having a role that was big enough, but he could surprise me. I thought Parsons would get it, but I didn't think he would get it week 2 of the preseason.
Tow truck vacuumed down my street.
Cowboy Dale with the sidearm throw.
Probably about to take my minivan.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Kelvin? Got a Niners fan in the building. Thank you for joining. Todd Corey looks like a new name.
I haven't seen that one. I doubt it's my YouTube, but let me see.
Yeah, so Todd Corey, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe. I'm Bluff City Cowboys, Lambos Cowboys, y'all. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. Continue to come in. Continue to make great questions and comments.
Oh, I did get one on my YouTube. Thank you so much. Yeah. And subscribe to Bluff City Cowboys as well. He also has a YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks, Todd.
So, yeah, Lambo, we got so sidetracked talking about 53-man roster. We had an hour 8. We'll hit week 3 preview real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
After the draft order.
After the draft order.
We'll probably keep putting Paul's probably still. He's sitting there laying in his bed with one eye open, like.
All right, Lambo. So let's take it into the season early, and let's start off with who we think will be our key matchups for our week 3 preseason game in our dress rehearsal.
Key matchups.
All right, so Houston Texans. Looks like they won't have their quarterback playing. They got a ton of running backs. 344. Sorry, Paul. We'll try to make it quick.
I don't even know who they playing on in order.
Any matchups from Houston, Dallas you're looking forward to? I got like 2 or 3 I'm thinking off the top of my head. I don't know what their defensive line looks like, so I don't even know if they can give our offensive line a real challenge.
Yeah.
They got some fast receivers. I think that's going to be interesting to see with our corners. Like I said before, they got a ton of running backs. They got David Johnson. They got Lindsey. They got Mark Ingram. They have another running back. The name escapes me. So you expect to see them try to pound the rock. So I think this will be a good test to see how our defensive run game looks. And they're pretty solid in terms of their secondary. So it's going to be interesting to see our receivers versus their corners. I think Coop, Gallup, and Lamb are all going to play this game.
Yeah.
I doubt we see them all up until the half. I think Coop will probably just – yeah, Charlie, I don't know. I would probably expect to see Lamb play a quarter. I could see Gallup playing the whole half. I could see Coop maybe playing 2
2
series.
drives.
Yeah.
That's
But
exactly what
I don't expect us to see them for the full half. And,
I really want. I just want to see. I just want to continue to watch a lot of Boss Man on defense too.
I do
It's
too.
kind of. I seem to kind of focus on him a lot. I like to see how he's progressing.
Yeah. So DJ Dog puts up some guys he thinks needs to make a case. So Lambo,
Tahoko.
just looking at this game, what guys do you think need to have a big game going into the week 4 game for us to kind of solidify their spot?
Oh shoot, man. There's a few of them that we've talked about today that are kind of on the bubble. Guys like Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Carter's one. Behind. I think
Yeah.
Bo's another.
Do you? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
Do you think if a Nye or Carter have a just monster game that pushes Basham out the door? If Basham can't play, do you think it can happen for Basham to not get a chance to make this team?
Yeah. I mean, we've seen things like that happen in the past.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could definitely happen. They would have to really show up though.
Uh-huh.
Like really show up. I think for that to happen, they're gonna need to impress.
Okay. Do you think if I don't know if Josh Ball is playing or not, I'm assuming he is. Do you think if he has a solid game, he pushes out a what's the old guy? Ty Naseki? You think
Nasegi.
he pushes him out?
I would hope so. I mean, we did take him fairly early.
Yeah.
I mean, not early, but the guy's got a lot of potential, and I would rather go with the potential of the young guy
Mm-hmm.
versus the the guy that's just a temporary placeholder for
Yeah.
depth. I think so. Ball could push him out.
All right. Last one. Do you think the guy from Mexico has a shot at making the team?
I think he would be best served with another year on the practice squad, possibly. Personally,
And Charlie pretty much just answered my question. Basham has 0 cap savings with 2.5 in dead money. He's going to be here. So we got to start looking at another spot where they can
money
cut
talks.
Money definitely talks in Dallas.
And the next person up would be a Armstrong, and that ain't happening. I don't think with the way he's been playing. So I think you're going short at another position if we're talking Nye or Carter making this roster.
Yeah, Paul. I really think Ball's going to be our swing tackle. And Riker, talks about Arlason. It's probably special teams bound. Brandon Knight's been playing a lot of guard lately.
Want to try the kick.
So I think they could keep him as a swing guy, guard tackle. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Mendoza says he could see Isaac making over Farniok. I don't think either one of them have it. I definitely didn't think Farniok had a shot at making the team anyway. And Jack Meeker, thank you for this. He says the international rule changed. He can be called up instead of an extra spot in the practice squad. So that's good to know. So hopefully he sticks around for another year. All right, so Cowboys versus Texans. Really just looking to see more of the same. It's going to be good to see Osa playing with the ones, especially if we have D-Law and Gregory out there. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Like, Osa's been really bringing it with the twos, but he's been the best player on the field with the twos by far. Now you put him out there with the real stars. Does he still shine? Does he open it up for the other guys?
Yes.
That's going to really be the thing.
You know why?
Yeah, why?
Yes, he's playing against the twos, and yes, this is playing against the ones, but he's also playing with the ones. You got Gregory over here. You got D-Law over here. You got some serious talent on that line around you.
Yeah.
That also factors in, I think. and I'm really excited
That's true.
about
That's true.
about the D line this year.
Right, because like I just said, he's been the best player on the second team. And now you get him out, like you just said, you get him out there with real stars, so now they can't key on him.
Yeah.
So if they put him at the 1 or the 3 and he's just able to rush one-on-one with the guy with no help, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I thought of you, Paul.
Yeah.
The moment I seen Gallimore get hurt, you were the first person I thought about. You're a day one, man.
Yeah. Rika says she has Isaac over Steele, but the team likes Steele. It's hard to find athletic young tackles. No matter how bad they look, an athletic young tackle with 35-inch arms is always going to be given a shot in the NFL.
She's got post-traumatic steel disorder.
You just come up with that?
Yeah, dude.
I thought she posted it.
No, I looked at it, and for some reason that just popped in my head. Man, that was brilliant. That was good.
Soundbite. So yeah, Osa, according to Broadus, gives our O-line problems. I mean, I'm not surprised if he's lined up against Connor Williams on the second unit. But yeah, post-traumatic steel disorder. So Paul, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow because the UK guys invited me to come on the show tomorrow. So if you guys are available at, I believe, 2:00 Central Standard Time, be sure to tune in to UK Cowboys podcast and hear us talk some more about preseason, certain players, game matchups, things like that. All right, we're at 1:17 minutes.
Is it time?
Yeah, I think we need to go ahead and do our draft. So
Waiting all day for Wednesday night.
So, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. I don't know if you guys want to dip out or if you want to stick with us and hear this, but this is our second year doing our Cowboys. I got you, Rock. I'll definitely DM it. This is our second year doing our Cowboys fantasy draft. We tried to set up a second one, but it was just hard to do. But we're still doing our draft with podcasters and super fans and former guests of the show and some of our top viewers. So we got a pretty long list.
I am like anxious. I don't want to draft early.
All right, so Lambo, I'm gonna put the names in no particular order, and then I'm just gonna draw them. And since I'm doing it, I'll put my name last so that people can't say I gave myself a number. So we go 1 through 12. So you call out the names, so I won't be accused of cheating. Just any names at random that you remember from the league.
All right, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I'm gonna start first with George Teague.
All right,
former Dallas Cowboys safety.
All right, give me all the names and then I'll go back and pull them, or just any order, just whoever.
George Teague.
All right.
Jeff.
All right.
Mendoza.
All right.
Me.
Okay.
J Tuck.
Okay.
Stash Man.
Okay.
You.
Now I'm putting myself last because I don't want people to think I'm pulling a number for myself.
Mike Poland from UK Cowboys. Paul Stewart from UK Cowboys. Steven Dallas Cowboy flag runner Cruz.
Okay.
Super Cowboy.
Okay.
And Zach from Star Boys.
Okay. So Stash Man's not with us this year?
Yeah, he is. I gave you his name.
No, you didn't.
I said it after J2.
Oh, you did say Stash. I'm sorry. So number 11, you said Zach. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then you. Yeah.
All right.
I feel like
all right, guys. So everybody who's here with us, thank you for continuing to stick with us. We will see you guys this Sunday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. If you're able come back and join us. This is gonna be a fun show. Gonna be a lot of guys on here, a lot of super fans, a lot of knowledgeable podcasters. So there'll be some good Cowboys talk in between. We're gonna do our fantasy draft for our league. So if you want to come in, do some trash talking, let us know what you think about our teams. They'll all be up there, so you'll see it live as we pick, and you can give us your input on whether or not you think we did good or bad. Tuck said it's running back season. Tuck, did you win last year? I don't remember. Did Tuck win last year, Mendoza? Lambeau? I don't remember.
It was Flag Runner Cruz.
It was Cruz, you're right.
Dallas.
Okay, so
Flag Runner.
first number we're pulling is George Teague. Let's see what number George gets.
Team Scotland.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right.
Am I doing good at that, Paul? I'm trying to practice.
All right. George has. I hate doing this because it never shows up the way I want it to. Number 4.
Number 4. Hold on. Are you writing this down?
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say I couldn't find a pen. I thought George Teague lost to Flag Runner Cruz, but it might have been you, Paul. Can't remember.
I just wrote the names down. Now I can't find where I wrote the names at. Oh, I wrote it right here. No, I did. All right, guys, give me a second. I just wrote the names down. Now I can't find where I wrote the names at. But we know George Teague is picking number 4.
I'll give us a little background music.
No, but you didn't write the names down as you just said them, did you?
Nope.
Good job, Lambo. All right, guys, well, bear with me as I try to find through my.
Did you lose the page?
Yeah, I lost the page. And this is my notebook with my notes on it for the past 2 years. And it's not on the last page for some reason. So, Lambo, you got a strategy in mind for fantasy?
No, Paul, that ain't his draft spot.
That's not his draft spot.
He's the first to draw. Oh, do you mean? Oh, you did draw for him. He got 4th, right?
Got 4th, yeah.
Yeah, your 4th is pretty good. 4th, because you still get usually get the last of the elite running back usually at 4.
Yep. I don't know how I just lost that page that quick.
Like Charlie said earlier, it's financial light. I'm on a budget. It's financial light.
All right, I just found it. So now George is picking 4. All right, so we'll see what Jeff is picking at now. And the ball just rolled off the table. That only happens when you're live, folks. Let me go grab this.
He's gonna go to pick up the ball, and he's gonna yank like a cord, and we're gonna see his whole desk just slide across the screen and disappear. What the hell is Natural Light beer? It's cheap, domestic.
All right, Jeff.
American beer, Paul.
I'm not gonna tell you what number it is, but the ball fell out. Do you want me to put it back in and roll again, or do you want to stick with this number?
Ooh,
I'm not gonna tell you what number it is.
Do you want to stick with it, or do you want to go, or do you want to? What kind of fucking?
Since you say I'm cheating, I'll put it back in and I'll re-roll it.
All right, yeah, re-roll it.
Jeff, okay. I don't want to hear anything, so I'll put it back in.
This is the Cowboys Zone Fantasy Football League we've had going for.
And by the way, Jeff, it was number 9. So be glad you said you didn't say anything.
This is the league we have with a bunch of people in it, including George Teague and
Flag Runner. Jeff is picking number 3.
Okay, we got a 4 and a 3.
All right, so now we'll see what Mendoza's picking at.
What are you thinking, Jeff? You like it? Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yay or nay? I don't want 1 or 2. I do not want 1 or 2.
It won't get them Zeke. Not in this league. All right, Mendoza is picking number 5.
Number 5.
I gotta do a better job of this.
It's blurry, but I trust you. Oh, I see it now. B5.
All right, Lambo. Now it's time for you.
Did you put their orders or write their order down?
I'm writing it down.
Okay. It's mine. Here comes
Yep.
1 or 2. It's gonna piss me off.
No, it's not. It's actually number 6.
Let's go. Right in the middle, baby. Yes. Suck on that, Paul. Please 6 or 2. I just got 6, boy.
All right, so now we pulling J Tuck. J Tuck is number 2.
So you get neither one of those, Paul. He wanted 6 or 2, and that was literally the last 2 picks. I could not be happier with pick 6.
Okay.
I love that middle spot, so I ain't
You
gotta
got number
wait too
2, J
long.
Tuck. All right, now we're pulling Stash Man.
I don't want. I wouldn't. I don't like one. I don't like one.
All right, Stash Man is number 1.
I feel like he was one last. No, Super Cowboys won last year. I remember Super Cowboy took somebody in the first pick. It was like Mahomes or something, and we threw us off.
All right, so now we're pulling Mike Poland.
Mike. Guess what day it is?
It is number 9.
Number 9's good. Well, it depends on how you like to draft. I like anywhere from middle to the very end. That's me personally, but
I'm not liking my number so far. I don't want to be this far back.
yeah, you're getting pushed a little ways down.
It's 8, 10, 11, 12 left.
You can be looking at
So Paul
Harris,
is next.
Jones.
All right. Paul has number 7. Man, all these.
I like 7. 7's good. You got 7, Paul.
This is annoying me. Why all the high numbers staying in there? All right, Flag Runner Cruz. Let's see what number he has.
Why does it feel like Christmas morning?
I don't know. You already got your number though, so you're good.
Yeah, no, I should have saved to the end.
Flag Runner Cruz has number 10. Shoot. So it's 11, 12, and 8 left. I do not like this. All right. Now we're pulling Super Cowboy. Super Cowboy gets number 8. Got that. So I'm getting number 10 or 12.
You can be way down on the board.
Way down. I don't know how this got rigged up. So he's got 8. So it's only 10 or 12 left. Zach is up next. Zach is number 11. So that, how in the hell did that happen?
Hold on.
I pulled last, and
you
I
got
get
last?
number 12.
That would never happen again.
That is ridiculous. Man, that's messed up. That destroys my my all running back strategy. Because by the time we get to running backs, I'll probably be choosing Chase Edmonds and DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, and I've realized that the running backs seem to not be.
All right, so I'll make a post
later on
about this. But to recap, we got Stash Man 1, J Tuck 2, Jeff at 3, George Teague at 4, Mendoza 5, Lambo 6, Paul 7, Super Cowboy 8, Mike Poland 9, Flag Runner Cruz 10, Zach at 11, and me at 12.
It's all because of just reroll.
Thank you, Jeff.
Did he have 12 when you picked it up off
No,
the
he
floor?
had 9.
Oh,
Yeah, he had 9. But what are the
thanks, brother.
odds of the last 2 numbers picked being 11 and 12? That's ridiculous.
That is crazy. I'm kind of glad with 6. That's kind of like, so I ain't got to wait long coming around.
Yeah.
It's
So,
easier to kind of
Lambo, what
spot.
time do you want to come in on Sunday? You want to come in a little early, talk a little bit about our picks? And the draft is starting at straight up 12 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 12 Central, I
Okay.
believe, your time.
Yeah.
Central.
So we could probably come in about 11:40, 11:45. Anybody
Yeah.
wants to join us, talk early.
Yeah, get started a little early.
Yeah.
That's true. Get ready, get everything prepped up.
Yeah.
See who's going to join in. Who is joining in, by the way, out of y'all that are watching, that are in the league?
I know Jeff will be here.
So definitely be me and you, obviously. Jeff will definitely be there. I know George T will more than likely be there. I'd say Mendoza will probably be there.
He probably will. All right.
Eastern time, it would be around like 12:45-ish that would start on Eastern.
So if you guys want to just come in and join us, yeah, we're doing it just like last year, Paul. So we're using Sleeper app. We'll put the app on the screen so everybody can see the picks, but you still have to make your picks on your end. Everybody here will just be able to see them.
It's a super fun show to watch. It was actually my favorite show of the entire year last year. Just because we have the whole mock board, we have the whole draft board literally on the screen, so you can see everybody's picks as we're picking them, and our faces on the side.
Yep.
And
you get to see live. Hopefully, what happened to me last year? My mouse died on my pick. I'll never forget that. And you end up getting a player that I wanted right after me.
Yeah, I did.
So I'm making sure my mouse is charged, my keyboard is charged, and my Wi-Fi is solid. No mistakes this year. Picking at 12.
Super Cowboy calls mayhem.
So yeah, guys, be sure to join us Sunday. It's gonna be a lot of trash talk and a lot of good Cowboys talk.
I don't know about you, Marcus, but I didn't end up with one Cowboy on my team for the first time in years because obviously we was playing in a all Cowboys fan league, and I was not about to pay like an extra premium price for a player, so I just couldn't do it. I mean, Dalton Schultz got picked in like the top 5 rounds for Christ's sake. Like, there's no way I was able to. Like, I love my Cowboys, but I'm not about to reach 2-3 rounds early on a guy just because he's a Cowboy. So I didn't end up with one.
So guys, be sure to come back. Let us know what you think. Some of these guys are gonna need the help, so be sure to get in the comments, give them your thoughts on who they should pick, and it should be a good show. So with hour 33 minutes, thank you guys for joining us for the Cowboy Zone. As always, we appreciate your support. Lambo, tell the people where they can find you at.
Y'all can find me on Facebook at Cowboys Y'all, Twitter at Cowboys Y'all, YouTube at Cowboys Y'all, Patreon is Cowboys Y'all, Cash App is Cowboys Y'all. Right there, the Marcus right there. And
here.
And Instagram's Cowboys Y'all 88. Most importantly, this if y'all got a YouTube, sign into it, subscribe on Cowboys Y'all 88. Even if you don't get on there and watch or do nothing, just subscribe one time. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
And thank you guys. It's been a fun show.
Yeah, definitely. You guys can find me YouTube, Bluff City Cowboys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you support. Twitter, Bluff Cowboys. Facebook and Instagram, Bluff City Cowboys. Looking forward to Sunday. I really don't know what to expect in terms of draft picks. One thing I do know, most of these guys are really good fantasy guys. So this is not just going to be some BS draft where you're looking like, why did a guy take that? A lot of us do our homework on who we're gonna pick, and we're all in multiple drafts for multiple years.
There might be two. There might be two that might make some wild picks.
Yeah, I don't want to say the names, but yeah, you'll know them if you come back on Sunday. So be sure to join in on the fun, join in on the laughs, join in on the Cowboys talk. Like I said before, it's gonna be at least 6 podcasters in here. So if you guys got some Cowboys questions, there'll be no better time to ask them than at that point. And plus, George T will be here too. So you're getting it from a former player and 5 or 6 or 7 knowledgeable podcasters and some guys who you see in the comments all the time, like Jeff and Mendoza, who know their stuff as well.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
Sleeper needs to send me some more free stuff out where I was a brand ambassador. I'll be promoting the crap out of Sleeper app.
Yeah, you got me hooked on it.
It's fun. It's definitely much better than ESPN, which I'll never play again.
Definitely.
Yahoo is probably a second place on my list.
Yeah, close. Yeah, I never play NFL or ESPN.
Yeah, it's trash.
All right, guys. So thank you for watching. Be sure you like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to join us this Sunday, 11:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. And also join us next Wednesday, same time. We're going back to our regular season time, 8:30 Central Standard Time, Wednesday nights. We're going to recap week 3. We're going to talk about leading into week 4 in the roster cut game, as I like to call it. So we'll talk about who we think has a great shot of making the roster and who needs to step up in that game to make some noise and get one of those final 53-man spots. And of course, we'll recap the 53-man roster and talk about who we think will probably make it and who won't based off of what we've seen from last week's game. So I'm Marcus, and this is Lambo, and we are out. You guys have a good night.
See y'all.